morning, everybody. Welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. If this is your first time here, welcome, everybody. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel, checking out this video. If you guys are returning, welcome back, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning back in, man. So hopefully everybody's having a good week. And it's Thursday, and I'm just grinding away, guys. So I mentioned to you guys, got 22,000 cards earlier this week. Everybody's like, man, that seemed like a waste of time. It really isn't for somebody who enjoys it, guys. At the end of the day, I truly enjoy sports cards, even if it's just kind of, rummaging through some of the junk whack stuff. It's just nostalgic to me. So that's a priceless thing to be able to do, is to go through something that you truly love and appreciate, seeing the cards. So to me, it's not a waste of time, but to some, it is. So it is what it is, guys. So other than that, man, hopefully, like I said, you guys are having a good week. I'm just grinding away. I'll do a video later this week, so stay tuned. Make sure you guys check it out, of what's selling on the eBay store, some Q&A obviously this weekend. Then stay tuned later. I might release a second video today, guys. Last night I was able to pick up 2 boxes of the Upper Deck Series 2. So I don't know shit about hockey, but I figured it was the last 2 boxes I saw at Target. I picked it up, and it's like a lottery ticket looking for that Connor Bedard, Young Guns card. So follow me. Hopefully, cross my fingers, I'm able to rip it and pull his card or not. So I might do it, just like I said, a later video today. It'll be quick. Don't worry about it, guys. So other than that, let's talk about cracking cards and resubmitting them to get graded. What are my thoughts on that? What do I think? I was just kind of thinking about that because there was a couple cards that I'm gonna crack and resubmit. So there's a lot of I wouldn't say hoopla about it, but there is some people who frown upon it, some people who do it notoriously, some people who think it's just bad for the industry, bad for the hobby in general. What are my thoughts? So this is the thing. A lot of people hate the idea of crack and resubmitting because it ruins the population count. So it's inflated. So when I say that is, some people, when you crack a card, sometimes it's already been, graded. You crack it, you resubmit it. So then it makes like let's just say you got a PSA 9, SGC 9 or whatever, and then you're trying to get a 10. So it's going to overinflate all the PSA 9. So then instead of having 10,000 cards graded at PSA 9, you might have 20,000 cards graded at PSA 9, but technically you only have 10 because half the people cracked and resubmitted. So, and then the thing is, you can resubmit it again and again until you hopefully get the grade that you want. Now, that is very frowned upon because it messes up the population count, of course. How do I feel about that? Look, I don't have a judgment in that because, like I just said, I don't have any moral high grounds to tell anybody what to do, what they should do, what they can't do. I understand where those people are coming from, saying that it's, it messes up the population count. However, at the end of the day, grading is also it's subjective. It just depends if the grader's having a good day, a bad day, how they feel. Are they lenient? Are they not lenient? It's just so subjective that if you think a card should be a 10 and you keep resubmitting it. So, like I just said, I have no dog in this fight. I'm just gonna tell you guys this. This is from my point of view. Nobody counts your money. Nobody counts, what you're going to end up doing, because I feel like it's just up to you what you decide to do if you're going to crack and resubmit it. Keep in mind, you have to pay those fees. Do I think it makes sense to crack and resubmit? In my eyes, if it's a card that's yours, and if you submitted it and you really, in your wholehearted, believe it should have been a 10, and you got a 9, if you want to crack and resubmit it, you're gonna have to pay double the fees. So let's just say PSA fees. I mean, if it's a big enough card, if it's worth it, then possibly yes. I would say go ahead and resubmit it. Keep in mind, you just probably paid $40 just because you paid $19 plus shipping originally to get it graded. Then on top of that, you're going to resubmit it again. It's another $19 plus shipping, you know, with PSA, obviously. And if it's not during a sale, obviously. So you're paying almost $40 of grading fees right then and there. You don't think about it, but that's $40. Now, you have to keep in mind time loss. That's literally, at best, 2 months of wasted time if you would have just been able to sell that card at a PSA 9. You got to take that in consideration. People don't take time into consideration too. So there's many things that could happen. You know, that's why you got to weigh the pros and cons. Because let's just say a PSA 9 of a specific card, you could have sold it for 20 bucks, okay? However, you're thinking you can get a 10, you can sell it for 60, 70, 80 bucks, let's just say, okay? On down the road. So your time lost because it took you a month to get it graded, send it back in for another month. And this is if they're fast, by the way, turnaround speed of a month. And you're paying another 20 bucks. So that's $40 that you paid for grading fees. Hopefully that you'll get a 10. There's no guarantees that you'll get a 10. Hopefully this is the best case scenario, that you get a 10, okay? So you're $40 down the drain. Now, you might be able to sell that card for, let's just, you know, I'll go on the high end. Let's just say you're able to sell that card for 80 to 100 bucks, okay? Was it worth it to be 2 months out without moving the card, and then you still have to find a buyer to pay that $80 to $100 for that 10? So everybody's just like, crack it, resubmitting it. Your value is going to be there. You're going to get your money back. You got to take a lot of things into consideration. Like I just said, 2 months time, $40 of grading fees. On top of that, you don't know if you can even find a buyer who can pay that amount, or who's willing to pay that amount. And then on top of that, that player may just have a bad, shitty game, and his card value may have dipped a little bit. There's so many things that could happen. Now, does it make sense on other players? If, let's just say, if it's a really high-end card, that's where you got to weigh your pros and cons of cracking resubmitting into it. There's plenty of videos. You know, people are asking, can you do a video of cracking resubmitting? You can go to YouTube, and there's a gazillion videos of how to do that. You don't need my help on that. But weighing the pros and cons on that is super vital. Time is definitely of the essence, I feel like, especially when it comes to modern. So that's the thing. If you crack and resubmit an older card, you know, that probably makes a little bit more sense than it does for the ultra modern. And I say that unless you do it really, really, really fast. And it's also if it's a higher end type of card, like the lower end cards, like the 20. Anyway, if the PSA 9 is going for about 10 to 20 bucks and the PSA 10 is going for about 50 to 100 bucks, I'd really consider not cracking resubmitting, honest to God. And the reason being is it just doesn't, the pros doesn't weigh the cons, I guess you can say, because you can, number one, it can also damage the card. There's so many values, so many things that could happen on that. So unless you got the card in a lot, that also, you know, changes the aspect of things. If you got a card in a big lot you purchase, if it's already graded or whatever the case may be, then it might make a little bit more sense also. So if you bought the card that's already a PSA 9 or SGC 9 or whatever, and you look at it and you're like, shit, this should be a 10, and you got it in a lot, so you already kind of, you break the value of the whole lot that you purchased, you know, amongst the cards, it might make sense to crack and resubmit. So it's one of those things where you really have to weigh the pros and cons on that. People say resubmit it as many times as possible till you get that 10. Like I just said, only if it's a high-end card and only if it makes sense. Like I said, value-wise. Like I said, if you're thinking that you're gonna get a $100 card out of it, is it really worth it? Like I just said, subtract 40 bucks because you're already spending $40. So it's a $60 card, $60 possible profit. Now you still got to find a person to buy it. Now you still also the time that's wasted. So a lot of people forget about that. I think that's super critical, is that time that's wasted of it getting regraded. That's the one thing about that. So, you know, I'm not telling you not to do it, not to, you know, crack and resubmit it, but just double think it if it's really worth it. I think a lot of people who crack and regrade it are doing the high end stuff. The mid stuff, man, I wouldn't even think about it, because I think you're just better off pushing it away, selling it for what you can at the moment, get that capital, get that money. If you want to reinvest it or buy something else, it's better off doing that than wasting another month or 2 months or 3 months to try and chase that PSA 10, because there's no guarantees on that. I've seen people who regrade it and it's gotten lower, resubmit it again if they want. I'm just like, dude, you just 60, 70, or 60 to $80 down the drain now on just grading fees alone to try and chase that $100, $200. Is it really worth it? I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. Like I said, if you have time, if you're doing it as a side hustle, whatever, I guess. But if you're trying to do this full time like I am, sometimes it doesn't make sense to regrade it. Because I was thinking that, I was like, man, should I regrade this? I mean, I know I could most likely possibly get a 10, but then again, like I just said, inventory wise, I'm just out another month of having this. I could just sell and just move on from it. So pros and cons, guys. You guys got to really think about that when you crack and resubmit. Also, the moral high ground of messing up with the population count. There's no way for them to really track that unless it's a numbered card. Then that's different, or it has a serial number obviously on it. But other than that, there's no way for them to really be able to tell if it's a cracked and resubmitted card. So I guess you can still kind of do it. Up to you on that. Other than that, man, just kind of my thoughts. I want to know what you guys' thoughts on crack and resubmitting, the pros and cons. What do you guys truly think? It's a lot. It sounds better when you say it on paper than actually doing it, cracking and resubmitting. It's a little bit more work than you think. And then, like I just said, it's time wasted, I feel like sometimes, versus just selling it and moving on sometimes. So up to you guys on that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I do crack and submit a few things that make sense. And that's the one thing. It has to make sense, guys. And then stay tuned. If you guys like this kind of stuff, feel free to subscribe. Later on today, follow me. I'll probably do another video of chasing Connor Bedard. So hopefully, wish me luck on that. But other than that, if you guys have not subscribed, all good. Appreciate you guys checking out the video on the channel. Don't forget, check out the eBay store. It's been doing really well. I appreciate you guys. I've been seeing some of you guys, subscribers and people watching videos or checking out the store. Truly, truly appreciate it. I can't say thank you guys enough. Every little bit helps us, helps me. Appreciate that to the fullest on that, man. So other than that, the links is in the description. I didn't say that. So other than that, have a good rest of the week, guys. Till next time.